All right, Carrie, so after I bring my chair or my cow or whatever to the landfill, what happens to it?
Well, what we do is it eventually finds its way to the working face of the landfill, which is at the top, where if many of us have been to a landfill, we know where that is, where all the trash is dumped. If you dump it on the transfer station floor, we actually haul it up in a truck and then dump it at the same place everyone at the larger commercial trucks will. And what we do is at the end of the day, we'll pack that trash, actually maximize as much airspace, which means that increases the longevity of the landfill, the life of the landfill. And we pack and pack it as much as possible, and at the end of the day we cover it up to minimize odors and diseases and things like that. And eventually we will grade that area and sow some grass, and it actually turns out pretty good. And which actually, those kind of operations, how we manage it, actually increase the longevity of our landfill. And at this point, at our last capacity report, we have about 32 years.
What do we do after the landfill's full?
Well, that's an interesting question. That's something that I'm thankful that we've got a while to think about, but we need to be thinking about that. And there's, I think it's a couple of things. Yes, obviously we do have to look at other areas to go. Hall County's been very progressive about doing landfills, and actually the landfill we're operating now is an excellent landfill, as an example of the county being progressive. So we'd have to look at what our options are and secure more property if necessary. But I think the bigger thing would be to see what our initiatives out there, like recycling, and try to maximize on those opportunities to minimize what goes into the landfill, and therefore increase our life of our landfill even more beyond the 32 years that we're projecting.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Well, thank you for being here, Carrie. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
The Hall County Engineering Division has a mixed bag of responsibilities, from reviewing plans submitted by developers to designing new parks. Jody Woodall and Adam Faulkner are here to talk about some exciting new parks and road projects on the horizon in Hall County. Well, thank you for being here today, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting us.
Pleasure to be here.
Good. Well, tell me about the engineering department. I know you're very project-oriented, so what all are you responsible for?
We are project-oriented. We look after road projects under construction and in design. We also we've started looking after building projects, the design and construction of those. We also do development plan review to make sure that all the developments meet the current county regulations. And we also look after stormwater management regulations. It's kind of a somewhat new regulations that we're looking after, but water quality and also stormwater detention.
You said building projects. Is that just county building projects?
Yes, it is. It's all it's building projects that the county is funding either through SPLOST program or impact fees. Right now we're looking after Mulberry Creek Park Community Center, Georgia State Patrol, and Animal Control are our three major building projects at this time.
Where's the community center?
It's located on J.M. Turk Road in South Hall County.
Tell me a little bit about it. When's it going to be ready?
Sure. Estimated completion is September 2009, so it's coming up pretty soon. And inside the building, it will be very similar to the East Hall Community Center. We'll have 2 gyms in there for basketball, an indoor walking track, weight room. There's a community room that just about any group could rent out for an event. Then there's also a couple of multi-purpose rooms for crafts, aerobics, martial arts classes, different classes of that nature.
And I understand that the Commission recently allotted some SPLOST and impact fee funding for Cool Springs Park. Tell me about that one.
That's correct. They moved some money around, and that park is approximately 74 acres. It's off of Cool Springs Road, and it was a tract that was going to be developed by Marina Bay subdivision. And the subdivision, for whatever reason, didn't need this property, so they donated the property to the county. And this park will have, it's kind of a multi-use park where we're going to have a BMX bicycle park, a skate park, a mountain bike trail, fishing pond, tennis courts, soccer fields, baseball fields, and I think there will be a walking trail. Should be a good asset to the community.
Sounds like recreation is fixing to get a boost in our county. Well, let's talk a little bit about the road projects. I know that's something that affects us all every day. What are the big road projects engineering is working on?
Okay, right now we have Sardis Connector and Skelton Road in design. Those are somewhat long range.
Those have been in the works for a while.
They have been in the works for a while. Skelton, we actually started working on it under SPLOST 4, and we're working through the design. Currently on both of them, we're working with the Georgia Department of Transportation to explore some alternatives to hopefully get the construction moved up sooner and also reduce the cost. With the cost of projects going up, we've seen those two go up to where we need to kind of look at them and scale them back possibly. And then we also have Spout Springs Road on the books that we're going to be working on design coming up soon. That would go from Hog Mountain Road to somewhere in the neighborhood of State Route 347 or the county line and try to widen that corridor. Right now it's a 2-lane road, and we have one elementary school and a new high school, middle school fixing to come online.
Traffic can get hairy down there.
It is very hairy, so that's an area that we're really focused on, trying to alleviate some of the traffic.
When do you think construction will begin on Spout Springs?
Right now, it's another one that we're in partnership with the DOT, and the construction right now is in long range, which means it's outside of their 6-year improvement window, which would put the construction past 2015 at this time. But that's another one. We're going to be working with them and seeing if we can do some different things and move it forward.
I know sometimes as a motorist, when I'm riding past these construction projects, I think, why does it take so long to build a road? Can you answer that question for our viewers?
Well, there's a lot of things going on. We have a lot of drainage to install, and a lot of times on the widenings, we're moving to one side or the other. So we have to construct part of the road, then move the traffic to it, and then build the other side of the road, move the traffic back over there, and then do the final topping, the final striping. So it seems like it takes a long time, but really there's a lot of things going on with those construction projects.
I know you guys work hard. We appreciate it. Well, let's talk a little bit more about recreation with Adam. Tell me about the boat ramps. It seems like we've got several boat ramps going on right now at Lake Lanier.
We do. We have a mega ramp, which was part of the governor's Go Fish initiative, and there are 3 other boat ramps in core parks that we've extended down to reach a lower elevation. The governor's Go Fish initiative is a program that to create 10 mega ramps throughout the state, and the one here on Lake Lanier in Laurel Park should be the first one completed. It'll be four new lanes into the lake, in addition to the 4 that are already there. Should be able to host major tournaments.
So hopefully that will be an economic engine for Hall County.
Hopefully, yes, hopefully. It should be, that ramp and that project should be complete mid-May, or the grand opening should be in mid-May.
Great.
So the 3 other ramps are, of course, they're a little bit smaller, but they are the core parks, and there's Bayless, Wahoo, and Sardis. The county forces were involved in both of those, and 2 of those projects, Wahoo and Sardis. And at Bayless, we used a contractor called the Coffer Dam, which is basically a small dam around the lower part of the ramp to keep the water back, so we could work below water surface elevation.
Okay, so you push the water back and do all your construction.
Yeah,
and
so we can work in the dry.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Do the boat ramps cost anything for users?
Laurel Park won't cost anything. Now, I'm not sure of the core fees, that they're parking fees or whatever, but Laurel
Park is free to the public.
Yeah, it should be free. You know, as I understand it, it'll be open almost all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So
it sounds like a nice facility with a stadium seating and everything.
It's got it. I mean, we should be able to park close to 200, trucks and trailers there. Yeah,
so we can have a nice size fishing tournament there.
Should be nice, yeah.
Sounds good, just in time for the summer too.
That's right, that's right. And the lake's going up, so it couldn't be better.
Well, thank you, Jody and Adam. I appreciate you being here and explaining to us a little bit about the engineering department.